In this video, we're going to talk about my 2022 Toronto real estate predictions. This is always one of my favorite videos to do every single year. I've been doing this for basically the past 5 years. And when I look back at my old videos, what I'm typically wrong on is actually what the market ends up doing in terms of price appreciation. I'm pretty conservative, and obviously I didn't know a pandemic was going to happen. So what I'm going to talk about in this video is what I see as an active Toronto real estate agent running a team that did well over 150 transactions last year to show you what I think is upcoming for 2022. And make sure to wait till the very last prediction because it is my biggest, boldest prediction I think I've ever made. And if you like this type of real estate content, if you could subscribe to the channel, you can like this video and ring the bell to be notified when similar videos become available. And if you want to set up your 2022 real estate goals with me, you can go right into the description and book a buyer consultation, a seller consultation, or just a call to chat about real estate. All right, here we go. Prediction number 1. I think the average price across the board will go up 9% in 2022. And you might think, Tom, 9%, that's crazy. Well, this year we're almost 18 to 20%. Now, I don't think the growth in 2022 is going to be as strong as it was in 2021 because a lot of that pandemic built up buying demand, I think, has fizzled off a little bit. People are living their lives now, and real estate isn't necessarily at the top of the list. But just based on inventory levels, the demand, what I see moving into next year, 9% is my prediction. My number 2 prediction is 2022 is going to be the year of the condo. I really truly believe that condos are going to have the biggest percentage increase in 2022. I've been talking about this in a lot of my other videos, but the average condo is $1 million less than the average detached property. Pre-pandemic, it was $700,000. So it's a 30% gap that didn't exist before. What I'm seeing right now on the ground level, helping buyers and sellers buy a lot of condos in downtown Toronto, there is massive amounts of demand and really limited supply. I don't see that changing when we move into 2022. And actively, where the sales are happening, over 92% of condo sales happen under $1 million. And from $500,000 to $800,000 was over 70% of the market. And 70% of every property that sold last month in Toronto under $1 million was a condo. That's what people can afford, and that's where I think the demand is going to be in 2022. Prediction number 3. I think interest rates are going to go up 3 times next year. I think the Bank of Canada overnight lending rate will get to 1%. Will this impact the market? Yeah, of course it's going to impact the market if borrowing money costs more. However, I don't think it's going to be enough of an impact to really cool things down a ton. I think price growth won't be as accelerated, but I don't see prices dropping. You might say to this prediction, well, duh, everyone said interest rates are going up. I've heard some people say as many as 8 times. I've heard some people say 1 to 2 times. I think 3 is that sweet spot. I think each rate increase is going to be 25 points. So going from 0.25 now all the way to 1%. Prediction number 4. There will be less sales that happen in 2022 than happened in 2021. Now, the final numbers aren't out yet, but this is going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest year in Toronto real estate based on sales. Our sales volume's almost up 30 to 40% compared to previous years. And I know everyone talks about inventory being the reason that prices are going up, and it's true, but it's not like we didn't have inventory. We had a lot of inventory. You can't have the most amount of sales ever if you didn't have inventory. The issue was how quick that inventory was absorbed by buyers. The buyer demand was just so high and the inventory just wasn't there. I think in 2022, inventory issues are going to be even worse than 2021. So there won't be as many sales, but the market conditions are still going to be extremely tight for buyers. My 5th prediction is I think rental prices are going to go up next year. I think between 3 and 5%, nothing too crazy. Now, the reason being is with the Liberals winning the election, promising that over the next 4 years, they want to up the amount of immigration coming into Canada. The number used to be about 250,000. They're saying they're targeting for about 400,000 new Canadians. A lot of these new Canadians are coming to Ontario and the GTA. They're going to have to live somewhere. And when coming to a new country, a lot of people don't buy right away. They need to rent. And we're going to have all this rental demand coming into the city of Toronto. And I think it's going to push rental prices up in 2022. Next up is prediction number 6. The market is not going to crash next year. It's just not going to happen. And as we know that if prices dropped right now 50%, it would take us back to 2015. If they drop 30%, it would take us back to 2019. And if they drop 10%, it would take us back 6 months ago. So immigration is fairly high. Interest rates are going to continue to be fairly low, although they will go up. And the inventory is just not there. Those 3 factors all compounding, it means the market's just going to go up. I do not see any big crashes or even corrections happening in 2022. So if you came here to comment the market's going to crash, congratulations, go type it in the comments. At one point you will be right, but the problem is sitting on the sidelines hoping for the failure of the market is putting you way further behind. My second last prediction is that I think the suburb markets outside the GTA are going to actually cool down a lot. We saw increases in Vaughan, in Durham, in Hamilton of 30, 40, 45%. That is not sustainable. Toronto had a big year. We were up 15 to 20% on different asset classes, but the markets just outside the city that were quote unquote more affordable at the time, they went absolutely crazy. Those increases cannot keep up at that pace. Now, I don't necessarily think this means that the property values are going to completely drop off, but the appreciation, I think, is going to fizzle for a while and kind of flatline for the first 6 months of the year. Even if inventory is low, at a certain point, these prices are going to have to cool down in the suburban markets. We've come to our final prediction. And like I said before, I think this is honestly the biggest and boldest prediction that I have ever made on video. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win a round in the playoffs in 2022. Mark my words, come back here, comment on the video, tell me if I'm wrong or right in 8 months from now. Please let me be right. All joking aside, thank you so much for watching this entire video. And please, please, please pray for the Leafs that they'll actually do something. I've been brainwashed since I was a kid watching them. Give me something to be happy about. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you spending your time on this channel, educating yourself on what is happening. Like I said before, if you want to book an appointment with me to set up your 2022 Toronto real estate goals, hit the link in the description, a buyer consultation, a seller consultation, or just a call to chat about real estate. Thank you for watching, and remember, home is where your story begins.